can you say about the performance from your quarterback, Kyle McCord, to finish that drive?
Toughness, that's it. Physicality, across the board, finish it off, having guts. I like to know where Lou Holtz is right now. What he said about our team, I cannot believe. This is a tough team right here. We're proud to be from Ohio, and it's always been Ohio against the world, and it'll continue to be Ohio against the world. But I'll tell you what, I love those kids, and we got a tough team.
Ohio State survives in what I think will go down as an instant classic, an all-time matchup, and probably the game of the year. Just what a performance at the end of the game. The beginning, the first three quarters was not that crazy. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of points. Halftime wasn't a lot of points. But then in that final fourth quarter, that stretch with about 8 minutes left, it really just tuned up as you saw Notre Dame take that lead and go up 14-10. And at that point, I really thought that I really didn't think that McCord had it in him to take a game-winning drive. At that point, I had thought that the game was pretty much over. In my honest opinion, I thought it was done. I think half the country thought that that game was over. And they actually put together a pretty solid drive down the field. And then Ryan Day makes probably one of the worst play calls that I've seen in a long time, and he runs that jet sweep to Emeka Egbuka when he clearly should have just done a QB sneak or went up the middle. I'm pretty sure it was like less than a yard that they needed to gain, and for whatever reason, he decided to run the jet sweep. Notre Dame stopped him. But at that point, there was about 4 minutes left in the game. I thought for sure the game was over, especially the way Notre Dame had been gashing us. And I think they got the first first downs on the first two plays. And then finally they had like a play that got blown up. Sam Hartman got sacked on a read option. And then after that, JTT has like this near pick six, but he drops it. Unfortunately, and then OSU gets the ball back on a punt, and they had to travel a long way of the field. The first two plays are terrible passes by McCord. It's 3rd down and 10. He finds an open Emeka Egbuka, and the drive continues at that point. And then they get to 4th and 7, and at this point, when it was 4th and 7, it's got to be over. You got to think Notre Dame is going to rush 5. They do a decent pass rush. I think they only rush 4. The O-line's able to pick him up for long enough. And Julian Fleming, one of the receivers, one of the 5-star guys that, really hasn't panned out what we thought he'd be, makes a big play, uses that athleticism, uses that speed, and gets the first down by literally like a half a yard. And the drive continues. And then you get down to 15 seconds left. And then McCord throws on 2nd down, throws this incomplete pass because he's getting hurried, and it's ruled an incomplete pass at first, and then they call pass interference, which was lost down. They have to use the timeout. Now at this point, it's 3rd and 19. I thought there was no way in heck that OSU had any chance at all. And he just delivers this throw to a miracle throw to Emeka Egbuka. And somehow, some way, he comes down with that catch, and he's at the 1-yard line. They get down there. They properly clock the ball. 7 seconds left. They throw it out to Marvin Harrison Jr., not the best throw. And then, they make a decision here. They say, we're going to run chip train him. They run chip train him just by the skin of his arm. He gets into the end zone with 1 second left. Ohio State somehow wins this game 17-14. Just shocking that they were able to pull this off. It didn't look like it. And OSU gets what I think is a quality win against a pretty decent Notre Dame team. And, obviously, a lot of people are saying that, both these teams didn't play too well. I think a win is a win, especially when you're going into Notre Dame. A win is a win. And I think there's going to be another new confidence around Kyle McCord after this. Ryan Day was fired up. That was something I like to see. He showed a lot of passion in the interview, kind of showing that he cares about it. I think that was his job right there. I think that was pretty much his job that he was coaching for. I think Kyle McCord was kind of coaching for his career in a sense too. I mean, you lose that game, it's not going to look too good it's not going to look too good. And, they found a way. Obviously, there was two, interceptions that were dropped by Notre Dame, but somehow, some way, the Ohio State Buckeyes are 4-0. They got a bye week, and then, you just got to keep going all the rest of the year. I think Notre Dame's a good team. I think both these defenses played, pretty well. OSU's especially. And I think the offense is just going to get better because Cal McCord's going to have a new confidence after this game, in a game, where they really escaped. But, when you're playing a top 10 opponent, it doesn't matter how much you win by. It just matters that you win the game. So I mark this as a quality win for the Ohio State Buckeyes.